Hi, Owl. First of all, congratulations on winning Best Sci-Fi Film at our festival. This is not your first victory with us, and we're truly honored to have your work in our selection again. We're excited to learn more about your creative vision behind the UFO alternative.
Hello, first of all, I want to express my gratitude for this award because recognition of my work is very important to me. I hope you liked and enjoyed watching the UFO alternative. It means a lot to me.
Here are a few questions we would love to ask you. Your film starts with a mysterious signal received by a satellite station. What inspired the idea that a simple scientific discovery could escalate into a global extraterrestrial event?
In 1974, a radio message was sent into space from the Arecibo Observatory in the hope that an advanced civilization somewhere might receive it and respond. The message was designed by Frank Drake, Carl Sagan, and others. I've always wondered what the response would be if it were ever to happen.
The visual world of the film, from the satellite station to the laboratory scenes, feels both scientific and cinematic. How did you develop the visual style and atmosphere for this story?
I've been working in the audiovisual sector for 40 years, for film and television, and my mind almost instinctively thinks in terms of this type of cinematic storytelling. I've been very involved with comics and concept design, so I simply let myself be guided by it to find the aesthetic that I find appealing for telling this story.
At first, the aliens are presented by the news as peaceful visitors bringing knowledge and hope. Were you intentionally exploring how quickly public narratives can change?
Actually, that's one of the main themes of the story. We're not talking about extraterrestrials, but about the human condition and how it's becoming increasingly easy to manipulate the reality we live in. Control, manipulation, or disinformation can become a very dangerous weapon. You can go from being a good person to becoming an inconvenient or even evil person.
One of the most striking lines from the aliens is when they say that they don't like how humans want them to look. What message were you hoping to convey about expectations and perception of the other?
Are we truly capable of empathy? Generally, we all believe that our worldview is open and that we are willing to accept what makes us different in the societies we live in. But I actually think that's not the case. We only accept it if it doesn't directly affect us. In the end, if there's something you don't understand, it ends up scaring you, and that, in the long run, generates rejection.
The film raises ethical questions when scientists begin testing and experimenting on the aliens. Did you want the audience to reflect on how humanity treats unknown life forms or even each other?
Yes, that's the point. You watch television and you're behind a barrier where you're just a spectator. We see cruelty or discrimination as a show that doesn't affect us personally. But suffering is always suffering, and it's unfair for people, for animals we're not aware enough.
The moment when the alien reproduction is mistaken for an attack is both shocking and symbolic. Was this meant to show how easily fear and misunderstanding can lead to conflict?
Yes, that's it. At first, they're welcomed with enthusiasm. They're a novelty that sparks curiosity. But then the tone turns somber because, in reality, no one knows how to classify them. From enthusiasm, we move to doubt and fear. And that uncertainty ends up becoming outright rejection. And there's added confusion. Are they to blame, or are we?
The news media plays a major role in shaping how the world reacts to the aliens. How important was the media perspective for telling this story?
I believe it has great importance in this history. Information is power. This is something that, unfortunately, is becoming increasingly relevant. If someone seeks to manipulate the feelings of a society, they do so in two ways: cutting off access to real information and offering manipulated information.
The alien design, insect-like and, very different from typical humanoid sci-fi creatures, is visually powerful. What inspired this unusual look?
I remember seeing a large insect exhibition as a child. It fascinated me. There was something monstrous and yet wonderful about those incredible animals. It's something that has marked my entire artistic career for years.
By the end of the film, the situation escalates into violence and destruction. While the aliens question the meaning of the experiments on them, do you see the story more as a as a sci-fi thriller, or as a social commentary about humanity?
I think the science fiction genre has always been somewhere between a thriller and social commentary, so I think it's a format that offers a bit of both worlds. I think it's a perfect fit for this kind of story.
You've now won at our festival more than once. What inspires you to keep creating stories like this? And what kind of projects are you dreaming about next?
My language lies in animation, science fiction, and fantasy. I am a genre storyteller who tries to offer a personal vision. My mind never stops dreaming, and if I don't express it, I don't feel alive.
Thank you again for sharing your powerful film with our festival. We truly appreciate your creativity and vision, and we look forward to seeing your future works and new stories in the years to come. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.